0, 1, 2, 3. Let's get started.
What kind of coach would I be if I didn't talk about Shedeur Sanders? Here's my take. I know I'm late, but understand this. I got all the facts before I open my mouth. I didn't want to jump into the whole, they didn't draft him because he black. The very first quarterback in the draft was black. So y'all stop that.
Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.
So y'all stop that. They didn't draft him because he arrogant. Every one of them players came down the tunnel with ice and fur coats and jewelry and all kind of stuff. It's not about that. Every one of them college players had NIL deals. It's not about that. They saying that he not gonna listen to nobody but his daddy. Now that could be true. Let me explain. His dad set up a system for him to where he was able to throw the ball way more than any other quarterback. The running back suffered, so did the offensive line suffer, so did the defense. Because if I'm on defense, I go out on the field, I just finished a 10-12 play drive. You go out there and throw the ball 3 times and punt it. Or you throw a 90-yard touchdown pass. Either way it goes, the defense got to go right back on the field, tired. They didn't get a break. So now y'all get in the news conference, and say, well, hey, we would have won the game if the defense would have held their end of the deal.
Not just Travis. I think it all started when we gave up on the 97-yard touchdown, which was flat out ridiculous. That's when it all started. That's when all the foolishness, all the complacency, all the mess started. I mean, how in the world we give up Jesus? Our secondary did not play the best game, especially at the cornerback position.
But me as a coach, I'm looking at it saying, y'all would have won the game if you would have ran the ball in the fourth quarter so the defense could have a break. They've been on the field the whole game because you throw the ball 60 to 70 times a game, which is ridiculous. No other quarterback in the draft had the opportunity to throw the ball as much as they did because their dad was not the coach. But shoe lashes and wigs get on ESPN and all y'all can talk about is race because that's all you know. You don't know the game. Let me tell you the game from a coach's point of view, from a former center offensive line point of view. No 300-pound lineman wants to backpedal the whole game. We want to lean our weight on the other guy and run block. We hate pass plays. Unless it's third, even in third and long, we prefer a draw. We just do. Because we get to trick you. When you're throwing the ball 70 times a game, you're not running an honest scheme. The defense knows what you're doing. So what they're gonna do is, instead of doing a true pass rush, it's like you blocking a running back now. They juking at the line and spinning and twisting and doing all kind of crazy stunts, and it makes your job that much harder. So then the line struggles, and here come Deion Sanders and Shedeur on the press conference saying, oh, if I had a better line this, if I had a better line that. As an offensive lineman, after I snap the ball and I get in my Kansas City shuffle, I expect you to be behind me while I'm blocking the guy in front of me. Now, what Shedeur Sanders has a problem of doing is when things get hot, he bails. And it's okay to bail if you're Michael Vick, because Michael Vick can bail and run 50 yards to the right, 50 yards to the left, and then turn that corner and go score. Shedeur Sanders does not have elite speed. He's decent. And the reason why I could prove he's decent is because he didn't want to run at the combine against other quarterbacks. That was his chance to say, hey, I got my daddy speed. You better draft me. I'm him. But when it was time to go to the Senior Bowl, he didn't show up. Senior Bowl is the best against the best. He don't want to prove himself. That's why the owners are looking at him sideways.
The thing about the combine, pre-draft, and pre-draft meetings is teams want to do an extensive and heavy on the extensive evaluation of who you are.
Draw me up your favorite pass play. I don't care what personnel, as detailed as you can be.
Got you.
And we are all true freshman quarterbacks in your quarterback room, and you are teaching it to us.
This was a big step on our offense.
Okay.
Just based off the athletes that we had.
I'm gonna tell you, when the press pause, Pat,
yeah.
right there. So, right here in this clip, I remember we had this conversation that, should they do away with the combine? Mm-hmm. This is a live look at what the combine meetings look like. Now, during that time when I interviewed with the Carolina Panthers at the combine, it was 25, 30 plus people in there that was asking me a multitude of questions. Mm-hmm. And you have a time slot allotted for you to speak, right? This happens more time than not, where they ask you questions not to necessarily know or to anticipate what the answer is. They just want to see your reaction. Yeah. Number one, they want to see what type of leader that you are. They want to see, will you take accountability? Mm-hmm. They also want to see your public speaking ability as well. Because as a quarterback, you are going to be asked to present to the multitude.
But celebrate that he still went in the 5th round instead of trying to make everything racial. Some of you guys are businessmen. Some of you guys are entrepreneurs. Some of you guys own your own companies. If you had let's say some of my friends that own 18-wheelers, if you had a guy come to your interview with a fur coat and he slouched down in the chair, and in the middle of the interview, he takes a FaceTime call, and he continues the FaceTime call, would you then hire him? I just asked a question to be redundant. I know it's no. You wouldn't hire him. None of you would. So why do you expect the white general manager to hire a guy who goes to the interview and acts like he don't give a damn about being in this interview? If you wouldn't do it, why you want them to do it?
Oh, that's real good.
Another point. Would you go to the interview with 18 of your friends? I schedule an interview with the New York Giants. I'll walk in a room and 18 of my homeboys are there. The white guy was nice and said it smelled like cologne in the room. He didn't want to say what it was.
Look at this.
That's just not my cigarette.
This cigarette weed.
Well, it looks like a cigarette.
You better have glaucoma.
I do.
Somebody had that dank. They walked in a room, had this man whole office smelling like drugs. These are billion-dollar interviews, and your friends show up to an interview smelling like drugs. Do you then hire this person? No, you don't.
Oh, no.
Personally, I'd rather have Kenny Pickett.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
Kenny Pickett probably teaches Sunday school, him and his nice wife, his nice family. He's safe. You don't got to worry about him getting in no club fight. You don't got to worry about no domestic dispute. You don't got to worry about no sexual assault allegations. None of this stuff. These guys are safe. I'm just sorry. They are safer. You are taking a chance on some of these young men. And you already taking a chance, and then you taking another chance when they act like they don't even care about the job. It just makes everything 10 times harder. And like I said, let's just celebrate Cam Ward. He went number 1. 3 years in a row, a black quarterback went number 1.
Ward Quick strike, and it's down in 11. Ward able to spin free of Searcy, and then goes to the end zone. And
Ward passing on 1st and 10, looking downfield seam, and guess who? Mr. Reliable, Xavier Restrepo. Line, Ward's going to take off, diving, touchdown.
Lay flake to Fletcher, he stays in the block, going to the end zone, Arroyo, touchdown.
Your head, don't give him a cheap one here at the end of the first.
Shut down the sideline. Sam Brown.
But as soon as Shedeur Sanders slides to the 5th round, you guys make it all racial. Come on, man.
Shedeur Sanders is the son of Deion Sanders. And Shedeur, because of his talent, because of his connection to his father, he was expected to get drafted in the first couple of rounds. But guys, this young man, he was not picked until the 5th round. He was the 144th pick on April 26th. 2 days after the draft, people immediately started saying that him not being drafted until the 5th round was actually incredibly racist. This is laughable. The first 3 draft picks this year were black. 65% of the young men drafted in 2025 are African American. It could be, crazy thought, that unlike every other player, he did not participate in the combine because he thought he was just too good for that. He didn't have to do it. Maybe it's because coaches saw that while he was playing and practicing with the first round picks, he was focusing most of his time on vlogging and live streaming the entire event, while people like Cam Ward were saying, no, I'm here to play football. Maybe it's because his father, Deion Sanders, was doing interviews talking about who he would not allow his son to play for. It's better.
A couple teams that I won't allow him to play for.